Okay, I want to make just one last video of the 93 Dodge truck. I've done all I'm going to do to the cab. My spray can paint job. uh, so I've done all I'm going to do to that. I may do the hood later on, but getting into winter now and working outside, you know, you're generally, when you paint, it needs to be around 70 degrees or more. So I don't know if I'll have any chance to do the hood this year or not. But for now, I've done all I'm going to do. But I wanted to show what you can do with spray can paint, and you can see that it does have a little gloss now, and this is unpainted, and this is more or less what was left of the original paint here, which wasn't too bad. Some of this could be buffed out and made to look a little better just by buffing, but the difference is clear. And I will add that there is a clear coat sprayed over the paint to give it a little more gloss and to protect the paint itself. The paint itself may not last too long if you don't put clear coat over it. But I'm just going to raise this camera up, and hopefully you'll be able to see the top fairly well. And no, I didn't bother with there are a few, looks like maybe small hail dents, and you know, some pretty good dents on the top of the cab, you know, from this and that and the other. This was a farm truck. From what I've seen, it appears that originally it was in California or Western Nevada at a landscaping company. How it ended up in Kentucky, I don't know. But again, I think I've shown this before, but the windshield visor there was originally black. I had sanded it and repainted it, and this is a custom formulated factory paint color. That's the original color of this truck. When it was brand new, it was real glossy, this color like this. This is all faded. But again, just to show what you can do with a little bit of sanding and just a little bit of work, and maybe at most, you know, using an electric or air sander a little bit. The only thing I used the DA sander. That's an air powered circular dual motion sander. That's usually for doing pretty intense sanding. And the only thing I used it on was this visor to get the black paint off of it and get it prepped, because I had to take it down pretty far and then had to primer it and everything. And on the other videos and on still photos that I've taken, shows the paint on the hood on the cab done back to about here, and then I finished it. So that's where it is. And I just again I'm just trying to show people what you can do if there are a lot of cars out there, especially these older ones. This is a 1993, and they had a lot of problems with paint. With the clear coat would peel off, and then over time the paint itself would start wearing off. And there are a lot of decent cars and trucks out there that are the kinds of things a lot of people, they're the only things people can afford to buy. And they may run well and be nice cars otherwise, but the paint is just ugly. And so I'm just trying to show what you can do. This whole job for sandpaper, primer, clear coat, and this factory paint was expensive. It cost me about $40 for 2 spray cans of it. But that's how much it did. And then again, with everything added together, it cost me about no more than probably $100 in material to do this cab. And I have no idea what a body shop would charge to do a job like that, but it would probably be hundreds, if not $1,000, to pay somebody to do everything that I did. Which, of course, I had to drill the holes for this visor. I had to drill the holes. I did all that myself and everything too, you know. And body shops don't do that stuff free. And so I don't know what it would cost, but it would be fairly expensive. And again, just wanted to show what you can do for $100 or so. And most of the cars and trucks that have this kind of problem, the hood is one of the first places to go. The clear coat comes off. Now this hood, I mean, this looks real faded, and it is to an extent. But now I could probably take an electric or air buffer pad and maybe buff this out with a buffing compound and make it shine a little bit. But again, the most they could probably ever get this to look like would be this area here on the door, where the sun hasn't hit it so much and there's still some gloss. And but anyway, the hood is one of the worst problem areas for clear coat peeling and then the paint going, and it can just look really ugly. And especially if you want to sell your car, I think, you know, just for what I've done there. Now that visor I did give, what did I give for that? I only gave probably $30 or $40 for that visor, which again was black when I bought it from a junkyard, but it's in good shape. It wasn't broken or anything. And those are fairly expensive. But if I add in the price of that, you know, about $150 I've spent to do all that. And if I want to sell this truck, what I've done will probably make the truck worth at least another $500, if not more. Because when you go to sell something, when somebody comes in my driveway here to look at this truck, considering to buy, when they get out of their car from 20 feet away or something, they're going to see that instead of the whole cab being faded like this, and first impressions mean a lot. So not only can you feel better, you know, if you spend a little time and clean up your hood, get some fresh paint on it and whatever, not only can you feel better about your car, but if you go to sell it, it's going to help you get a little more money out of it. So enough of that. I'm done with that now. This is the last video on this, and I don't anticipate making any more. So next time.